And today we are guided with our amazing global training director. Let us all welcome Mr. Emmanuel Pupa.
Hello, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to you. Hope you're doing well. Again, on a Saturday when many people are doing many things. Some people are busy cleaning, traveling, shopping, preparing things. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope this finds you well. We typically do these trainings on a Saturday, and it's usually a short training. We don't usually do like an hour and a half or 2 hours or so forth. Usually we go about 20 to 30 minutes. There are exceptions, and we will let you know when those are. And this is, by the way, if this is your first training, it is not a presentation. It is not an explanation of the company, a vision of the company, a roadmap of the company. We're not talking about what depin is or what blockchain is. We're talking about different skills, different nuggets, different how-tos, different know-hows that can equip you in better doing your business. We've covered the multitude of topics till now, and of course we'll cover a lot of them. And at one point we'll come back to some topics and tackle those topics from another angle. And we'll get these calls on these Saturdays sometimes a little bit more diverse. Maybe at one point we'll probably have a couple of interviews or have some people share their testimonial, or so we will expand the topics and the way we do these calls for you. So this is a training session, as I said, and it's usually it's meant to equip you and the people who are just around wanting to grow themselves, to grow the business, and to grow everything that they're doing. So let me share the screen with you, because today we've got something interesting to talk about. By the way, sometimes I forget to say thank you to Talia. She's always here. She's always helping, always helping us with social media posts, helping us with communication on different groups with the Zoom calls, and always being the host on the Zoom. So, the people that do the banners, the people that do these things, I don't want to take them for granted. Many times we take them for granted. Many times we're like, we don't even thank them or think they're important, and they are important, everyone. So I just want to say thank you to her for being here, and also everyone who's doing anything behind the scenes. All right, people who are taking the recordings, people who are putting them on YouTube, anything like that. It's all important. So I hope you see my screen, guys. You should read effective communication. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the topic of communication. And we're going to start talking about it a little bit in general terms, and then bring it more closer to home to what this means in network marketing, what this means in our business, how we can use communication, and how that looks like in our business and in our field. Okay. And I really hope that this topic and the session will help you in communicating better with the others, and of course growing your business, because that's what this is all about, right? We want to grow the business, and we want everything we do, the way we do it, to help us better. And also, guys, look, honestly, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about in these sessions can help you in life, and can help you outside the business. It can help you outside the business. It can help you outside network marketing, and help you in your relationships. It can help you in a relationship with your husband, wife, with your kids, with your boss, with your employee, with your best friends, and so forth, with your personal life, with your spiritual life, with your relational life, with finances and so forth. So communication. Let's talk about communication. Let's try to define communication to see, how what the communication is, and then move on to some principles of communication, and then we're going to go to what that looks like in network marketing. Communication is the process of conveying information, ideas, or feelings through various means, including verbal and non-verbal actions. This is a simple, I mean, you can Google communication, you can find like hundreds of definitions of communication, but you are conveying, you're sending to others information, ideas, or feelings. Right now, in our case, because we build a business, we're sharing information, we're sharing ideas, right? We don't really share feelings, even though at the closing part, you need to close somebody and use the feelings part. But generally, you share information, you share ideas. This is what communication is. Now, let's see what communication involves. A couple of basic things. Communication involves active listening. See, um, this is important, and a lot of you don't do that. A lot of you, when you present, after you present the business, you keep talking. You keep talking. You don't pause. You don't stop. You don't listen to the other person. You don't listen to their questions. You don't listen to their frustrations. You don't listen to their doubts. And if they talk, you can't wait for them to finish so that you can say whatever you want. Maybe they're asking a question, maybe they're raising a legitimate concern, and you're not even uh, uh listening to what they're saying. And again, uh, that's totally your loss, because the person will realize, sometimes you're sitting there and you're biting your tongue and you can't wait for them to finish so you can start talking again. That's not active listening. Means it. I didn't say communication involves listening. I said active listening. Means you're very proactive. Means you're listening to what they're saying. You're paying attention to their words. You're trying to read behind the words. You're trying to see how you can come up with empathy, acknowledge what they're saying, don't ignore it, affirm what they're saying, and then come back with questions and try to see if there's anything you can do to bring more clarity about what they're saying. So when you talk to someone in the business, you should listen. A lot of us here, we don't listen, and it's different. Communication involves eye contact. Look, you've got to be good at having a good eye contact. You've got to look, even when you're on Zoom, look in the camera. Some of you keep looking like left or right, or you're looking like you're watching TV, or you're looking in a direction like somebody's in the room with you. You're always distracted. If you're in public, it's important to make eye contact. Whatever the case may be, it's important to make eye contact. Okay, so that's crucial. Okay, keep an eye contact, look people in the eye. If you're at the table at a coffee place, restaurant, one to one, there it's important to have good eye contact. And this is key. A good eye contact can send the other person the feeling that they can trust you, that you're reliable. You cannot be afraid of looking someone in the eyes, especially when you're asking important questions, especially when they are, saying something very sensitive, very important, and when they're asking questions, especially when you're doing the closing. You've got to have a good eye contact. Um, a good eye contact can help you close the sale. A good eye contact can help you build a report. A poor eye contact can destroy your presentation, your sale, and your connection with the other person. So a lot of you, by mistake, you don't realize you don't have such a good eye contact, and that's important. For example, this is one area where I need to grow. I need to grow in my eye contact. I know that, okay? But it's important. Now, another principle of communication involves asking good questions. Now, you know how to ask good questions if you listen well. What I said first, communication involves active listening. If you are listening intently, you know how to ask good questions. Asking good questions can help you be liked, can help you be trusted, and people will buy from you if they like you and trust you. Asking good questions builds rapport. Asking good questions can make you help make the sale, can help you make the sale, can help you close the person. So it's important to communicate by asking good questions, and those good questions will come by listening. And there's a good book. Alan Pease wrote a book, Questions Are Answers. It's translated in multiple languages. And his book is just very good in like helping you ask good questions so that you help the prospect sell it to themselves. See, when you say it, they doubt it. When they say it, they buy it. I'm going to repeat this. When you say it, they doubt it. When they say it, they buy it. Asking good questions will make them say it, and then they'll buy it because they said it. Communication involves good questions. Now, communication also involves a good body language. And a lot of you are very good in the words you say. You're very good in the questions you ask, but your body language is very poor. Like your body language shows hostility, your body language doesn't show warmth, Your body language doesn't show empathy when it should show empathy. Some of you, like, you're not even realize that you're making gestures and you're playing with things, like you have a, you're nervous and you're playing with the keys or with a pen, or you're scratching your head all the time, or you're scratching your face all the time, or you're putting it in your nose all the time, or you're playing with your phone all the time, or you're very close with your arm crossed. Again, these things are important. We could do a whole session on body language, but you've got to control your body language and try to see where, how the person is reacting to your body language. These are just four basic principles of communication when you communicate with someone. And these are general, but of course they apply a lot in network marketing, and they apply a lot in what we do. Now, there are the four types of communication. They're verbal, nonverbal, visual, and written communication. Now, see, here's the thing. In our business, we need to use all of them. The problem is a lot of people are only using number four, and they're concerned and they're wondering why their business doesn't grow, because we should use all four of them. When you're only using number four written, you're losing a lot. And I'll tell you why in a bit. These are the four types of communication. Some of you are fixed locked on written communication and you're not doing the others. Okay. And that's a big problem. So keep this in mind. You need to use all of them. Now, coming back to network marketing, guys, there are 5 basic skills in the network marketing industry, right? 5 basic skills: invitation, presentation, closing, training, and promoting. Now, some people will say there's 6. Prospecting will be the other one. So if you're considering 6 skills, then it's prospecting, and then prospecting comes, of course, before invitation. Prospecting, invitation, presentation, closing, training, promoting. But I usually go with these 5. And these are the 5 you need to master. And by the way, you can master number 2 to number 5. If you don't master number 1, you're going to do poor in network marketing. Okay. You've got to be the best. You got to work grow at your invitation, because if you do a good invitation, you'll have people who you can present with. You can be the best presenter in the world. If you do that, if you do 10 presentations per day, you're going to have results. You can be the worst presenter in the world in history of network marketing. If you do 10 presentations per day, you're gonna make more money than most people in this industry. Now, these are the 5 basic skills in network marketing. Now, the question is, how does communication apply to these 5? We're talking about effective communication. How does communication apply to invitation, presentation, closing, training, and promoting? So we'll come back to that a little bit. Now, here's this, guys. This is important. If there's nothing else you get from today, you need to remember this picture. Take a picture. Do a print screen. Take your phone right now. Take a picture. Like, this is, you can never forget this chart. You can never forget this picture. Communication, these are the 3 elements of communication. Words are 7%. Voice is 38%. Body language is 55%. Some of you, this is the day when everything can change for you in this industry. For some of you, this is the day when everything can change radically in the way you do business, because you understand this principle. Some of you are not going to get it. Some of you will. But it's important you get this and how this applies to you, because a lot of you are doing it totally wrong. This is the way the communication works. Now, a lot of you just you're stuck here. And a lot of you are using only 7% of communication. Now, let's look again, guys. If if it was only body language without words, how is that part? Let's say I show up on stage or on a Zoom and I just move my body. What does that do? That does nothing without words. However, if you only do words and you don't do voice and body language, if you only do words and voice and you don't do body language and they don't see you, you've got only 45%. Now, of course, if you use 100%, your chances of success are higher. So let's talk a little bit about communication as it applies to some of the skills. So again, we talked a little bit about these are the basic skills in network marketing: invitation, presentation, closing, training, and promoting. Now, communication applies to these. So let's talk a little bit about some of them. Look at the chart in a communication, and then look at this principle. The one of the skills you need to master in network marketing is the presentation. You need to be a good presenter. Now, the more you use the all three of them, words, voice, and body language, the better it is when you're doing presentations. See, um, a lot of you want to do this well, want to present well, but you don't focus on the body language. You don't focus on the voice. You don't pay attention to when you need to raise your voice, when you need to quiet your voice. You don't pay attention when you need to whisper, when you need to slow down the pace, when you need to slow down and take a break for a second to draw attention. A lot of you keep talking like monotone. You're like a machine gun. You don't know when to read your voice and build excitement. You don't like, you've got to use your voice when you present. Up and down. A lot of you are like, that's how you sound when you do the presentation. Okay. So you've got to see how are you using your voice. My suggestion is record yourself. Well, honestly, you record yourself when you do a presentation. See how you use your voice. You cannot see how you use your body language unless you video yourself, but you can record yourself and see how you use your voice. Okay. The words you say are important, but the voice you use is very important. So how, again, when you do a presentation, how do you use your voice? Do you use inflections? Do you pause? Do you take a break? Do you raise the tone? Do you lower the tone? Do you go faster? Do you go slower? Again, when a lot of you are like, you're like you're recording where it's like a one of those parrots that just keeps going, and just saying, so how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. And if this is annoying, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. If this is annoying to you, me saying this, imagine somebody listening to you going from A to B with the same tone, no break, the same tonality. It's killing them. It's just killing them. You're trying to talk about depin. You're trying to talk about compensation plan. You're trying to talk about leadership reward. You're talking about the type pay, and you're not showing excitement. You're going A to B, finish to end with the same tonality, and people are just like, oh, I hope it finishes. I hope she finishes because I want to throw myself, like off the roof right now. Because you don't use your voice properly. Okay, so this is important. How you use your voice when you present. Okay, what kind of words are you saying? Okay, not to mention, of course, the body language is if they can see you. And so let's move to the next one. The next one is invitation. Now, guys, this is the most important skill you can master in the network marketing industry. Because if you're not good at invitation, close your eyes and see how many presentations you're going to do. Close your eyes. Zero. Right? This is the one you need to master. Now, here's the thing. Invitation. How most of you, okay, follow me here. Most of you are using are inviting, how? You're writing messages. That's it. You are only writing messages, meaning you're only using 7% of communication, and you're wondering why you don't have success. A lot of you keep complaining, my business is not growing. I don't get enough presentations. I don't get people to show up on Zooms. But the only invitation you do is 100% written words. You're using 7%. When you write something, the other person will read what you write based on their moment, based on how they feel, based on how good the day is going, based on if they're angry, they're going to be angry. If they're exhausted, they're going to be exhausted. You could send an invitation, they're going to read it in a bad way, and they're going to misinterpret your words because you only use the 7% of the elements of communication. Now, what if I send an invitation and I record myself and I leave a voice message? Isn't that a lot better than writing a written message? Yes, it is. Why? Because they can hear my voice, they can hear my excitement, they can hear my energy, they can hear my vibration. So if immediately, if I leave a voice message, I immediately go up to 45% words and voice. I can call them. That's the best way to do an invitation. A lot of you don't want to call people. You're scared, like, you're afraid of, like, I don't know, like an atomic bomb hitting you. You know, I don't know what the problem is. The best thing to do is to call someone. Now, if you don't call someone, leave a voice message. They will that will give you 45% of the invitation. Now, here's even better. Record yourself in a video with your phone and send this invitation to someone. They'll see your body language, they'll hear your voice, and they'll hear your words. Now, that's why a lot of people know that I do a lot of videos and I send it to people because they can see me, they can hear me, and then there's the words there. I've got 100%. A lot of you are only using written invitations and you are undermining your business because you're only writing. Leave a voice. You're going to say, well, it's going to be weird. Who cares if it's weird? Listen, do you want to increase your chances of making money or not? Do you want to increase your chances of having someone come on a Zoom? Yes. Yes or no? Do you want to increase your chances of somebody coming to a coffee shop to meet you? Yeah. Then put the voice. If you're afraid to call, leave a voice message. And if you can do a video of yourself, record yourself and send it because then you're going to use 100% of the elements of communication. Most people lose because they only write. They don't call, they don't do voice, they don't do video. Yeah, you can record yourself on the video and say, "Hey, look, I know I don't know, we don't know each other very well, but I like doing videos." And you smile. Come on, look, if you smile and they see you smiling on a video, you, most of the day they see people are not smiling. You show up with your face on the video and you're smiling, that's gonna make them feel better, even if they don't want to come to what you're inviting them. You record yourself, do a video, do a voice message. Hey, say how you doing? Look, I hope you're doing this. I hope your day is going well. I really hope this message finds you well. I'm so excited to share this with you. And like, look at my energy. Look. It's just some of the people that you're sending messages with. If you do a voice, you're gonna lift up their energy just by sending them a good message and just saying something encouraging. When you do an invitation, do the voice and the words. If you can do the body language, do amazing. But don't just write. Only writing will get you lower prospects to show up to see the presentation. That's the invitation part in communication. Now, closing, guys, closing, this is where you make the money, guys. This is where you make the money. Now, in closing, my voice needs to be firm. My posture in my body language needs to be, they need to see certainty in me. They need to see leadership. They need to see, man, I know where I'm going and I know where I'm going to get. All right. So look, when you're doing the closing, show certainty and be firm in your voice. All right. For example, say, so this was pretty cool. Are you ready to get started? All right. So which part did you like best? Did you like best the technology part and the being a node owner part, the being the investor part, or you also liked the building the business part? Which one did you like best? The technology part, the investing part, or the business part, or both? Now, when I'm doing the closing and I'm asking the closing question and I'm saying, are you ready to get started? I can nod like I'm saying yes. So, are you ready to get started? And I'm nodding and I'm smiling. It's very important to nod when I want him to say yes. So, are you ready? Now, I'm not going to go like this and shake my head like a lunatic, but I'm going to nod easy. So, you ready to get started? And I smile and I nod easy. Okay. Again, these things are important. So it's important for them to see you, even if you're on Zoom, so that they see your body language, so that you nod. Okay. And this is the key. This is very, very important, guys. When you do the closing, to do the voice, the body language, and of course the word that you're saying all together. Again, communication. The three elements of communication are very important when you do the business. Now, in network marketing, you have several markets, guys, and of course, I'm gonna you're gonna see how this ties into communication. You have the hard market and a cold market. Now, some people say there's three markets, and they split the hard market in two. And some people say there's the hot market, the warm market, and the cold market. Essentially, some people say that the hot market is in the warm market. But look, so the hot market and the warm market, of course, are the people that know you. The hot market are the people that know you really, really, really well. The warm market is the people that know you by name, that know who you are. And of course, the cold market is the people that don't know you. Now, here's the thing. Communication is easier with the hot market. Okay. It's easier with the warm market than with the cold market. Yet, most of you are not going to your hot market or warm market at all. You only communicate with the cold market. Look, I'm going to a coffee shop right now and I'm walking to a stranger and I'm saying, "Can I sit down with you? Let's drink a coffee together." He would look at me, "Are you out of your mind? I don't even know you." All right. Let's say you're a guy and you're single. Okay, I'm married, so it doesn't apply to me. But see, let's say you're a guy and you're single and you want to date someone. You see a girl in a bar in a coffee shop, and you go to the girl and you buy her a drink and you hold her hand right when you walk next to her. She's probably gonna slap you and think you're a lunatic. That's how most of you are doing your business. You're going to the cold market. It's like you want to buy a cup of coffee and you want to hold someone's hand. They don't even know you. And you're wondering why they don't buy from you. Because you are a stranger. They don't like you. They don't trust you. You just intruded their privacy. I talk to a lot of people. I coach a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. Ask them, did you go to the hot market? No. Did you go to the warm market? No, I go to the cold market. Why don't you go to the warm market? I don't know. I just don't want to go to the warm market. Well, what you're telling me is you want your business to go slow. When you're telling me you don't want to go to the hot market and the warm market, you want to go to the cold market, you're telling me I want to make less money. I want my business to go slow. I want my team to be small. I want to struggle. I want to be mediocre. Fine, but don't come complaining. Communication is easier with the hot market. And a lot of you don't go to the hot market or to the warm market. You only go to the cold market. Well, okay, have it your way. Okay. You cannot walk into a coffee shop near a girl and hold or near a guy and hold his hand or her hand without them knowing you. They're probably going to slap you or call security on you. You cannot walk to someone and say, "Let me sit down the same table with you and buy you a drink like you've known them." That's how some of you want to do the business. Communication is easier with a hot market. If you call someone you know and say, "Would you be open if I share an idea with you that I just found out?" Most likely they're going to say yes. If you go to the cold market and say, "Would you be open if I share an idea with you that I just found out?" Most likely they're going to say, "No, get off, loser. I don't want to hear from you. I don't know who you are." And yet most of you go to the cold market. Communication is important. Verbal, written, and body language. And it's more effective to the hot market and to the warm market. So guys, listen, learn how to communicate well. It's important. Use the words, use the verbal, use the voice. Use it well. Use it well. And I'll say one more thing. Live your life in such a way that you do not need the cold market. The way I live my life, I don't need a cold market. I'm telling you something right now which is going to shock you. I can do 5 presentations per day for the next 3 years and I will not run out of hot market. You know why? Because I live my life in such a way that I'm adding value to people and I always have a hot market. How do you always have a hot market and not run out of a hot market of a warm market? You know how? Grow yourself, educate yourself, live a lifestyle that is always adding value to others, and others will like you, will trust you, and you will always have a hot market, always have a warm market. Okay. I literally can do 5 presentations per day for the next 3 years and I will not run out like that. That's like even longer. Like honestly, I know thousands of people. And I can do it because I've learned to live a life where I increased my value, my skills. I add value to others. And when I add value to others, they like me, they trust me, and they are willing to listen to me. Use communication well. Ask good questions. Be active in listening. Keep a good eye contact. And use all three parts of communication: words, voice, and body language. And you will have a better success in your business. Thank you so much for joining today's call, guys. This is what I had for you. Hopefully this helps. Start practicing these, start paying attention to these things, and I'm sure they will help you and grow you long term. Thanks a lot for joining, and have a good rest of the weekend. All the best.